All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the BassmastHER podcast. Today we are joined by a very special guest, Miss Braci Ault. Everybody give her a warm
No.
welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited to chat with you. You have a heck of a story to tell, and admittedly, I feel like I know you because we've been following each other for a while and I love following along with everything that you're doing, but like I don't know you that well. So I'm just excited to chat.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited to be here.
Well, we appreciate it. You've actually been like
Yes.
fairly involved in all of this Bassmaster stuff. Like you wrote an article up, right?
Yeah, I've wrote two.
Two of
The
them.
woman's in fishing and then the one about my health journey. And then I was gonna come to your workshop, but I had my whole health thing,
Yeah,
so couldn't come.
I
But
guess we'll let that slide. So
yeah, that's a good excuse, I guess.
I guess. Well, we'll definitely get into that, your health
Mhm.
journey today, but I just first want people to get to know you. Like, who are you? What do you like doing? I know you love to fish. When did you get into that? One at a time. Just a quick little rundown about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Bracy. Obviously, I'm 20 and I fish for Wabash Valley College in Illinois. We were ranked sixth in the nation, which is pretty good for a community college in Illinois. I got into fishing for as long as I can remember ago. My dad was ranked second in Indiana for the longest time. He was a fishaholic. My grandpa also loved fishing, so that's how my dad got into it. And the very first time my dad could put a rod in my hand, he did. And I'm so thankful for that because it's changed my life. Never did I think that I would be where I am today in the bass fishing industry. I just started with my little Zebco and my little ugly stick, and I used to think just catching bluegill and little bass was so cool, and now I'm traveling all over the country, and it's way more than I could have ever asked for. But anyways, my dad started a high school team when I was in 10th grade, and my brother was in ninth grade. So we started fishing around the state of Indiana, and we had pretty good success. And then we went to Hartwell in South Carolina for nationals, and we got seventh place, and we won a boat there, which was pretty dang cool. Um, and then my brother's had a lot of success too. He just got 10th at Chickamauga, and I boat captained high school, and I was sad that I didn't get to fish with him not last year, but the year before that. But I boat captained, like I said, and he's been doing really well too. And now we fish together in college. We weren't going to, just because, Brody wanted to go to work, and I've had my mindset on Purdue because it was close to home. But now I can live at home and do online, and then travel around the country with my best friend, my brother, and fish with him. So, I guess I've just been fishing for as long as I can remember, which is a pretty basic answer, I know, but it's definitely changed my life.
No, that's awesome. My answer, well, your answer is way cooler than mine, but mine's not much different. Like the whole like for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love to hear that. Are you and your brother, do you view yourself as more of a team or are you pretty competitive with each other?
I used to be like, oh my gosh, he's catching all the fish. Like, I just want to like push him in the water right now. He's so annoying. But that was back when we were kind of immature about it. He'd get mad at me if I caught more fish. And I'd get mad at him. We just bicker all the time. And I mean, obviously brother and sister. Not that we still don't still get mad at each other, but we've kind of matured out of that. And it's just like whoever catches the bass catches the bass. Like it's a team effort now. So we really have become like a great team and we've grown so much together.
That's awesome. Do you have any like fellow female anglers in your circle too on any of your teams or
Yeah,
girlfriends by you?
actually there's last year I didn't fish with her. I fished one tournament with her, but I lived with Delaney Platt. She's a great gal too. I like I said, I lived with her and we fished like once together just because we got so busy during fishing season. But I really appreciated her and all that she did for me. She was a great person through all my health stuff because I started to get my health scare when I was still in college last year. And then this year there's Emery Byers and Grace Olson. They live together on campus. I wish I could be there with them. They're great gals. super encouraging and check up on me. But I just need to be home right now. But I have seen them a few times and they're great girls for sure.
That's awesome. It sounds like you have a really incredible support system, which is so important.
Yes,
Um,
so much more than I could ask for. Like my team made like a video for me before surgery and made me pretty emotional. And then
yeah.
my coach drove 3.5 hours to come see me after surgery, which I really appreciate that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, I'm sure people are interested to hear about that, but I had another question. You're quite the little hunter too.
Oh yeah, you can probably see him back there.
Yeah, is that your
My deer.
bedroom?
Yes, this is my room. I guess I could lift it up, but
I
there's
love
my
it.
deer and turkeys, yes, and then there's one over here too. But um, like my other answer, I've been hunting for as long as I can possibly remember. Just sitting in the woods and being in God's creation. Like, I hate, like, I'm not gonna lie, I hate waking up at like 4:30 in the morning. But,
Same.
once I'm out there, yes, I've never met anybody that does like it. But when I'm out there, I just feel so connected. And it's not really about the deer. I mean, obviously, I love shooting them. I love the trophy, but I really love providing for my family and other families in need too, because I know some people are like, oh my gosh, like you're killing an innocent animal. But it specifically says in the Bible that some of these animals are meant to be hunted for meat. And I absolutely love providing for my family and other families. And there's a lot of big deer around here, corn-fed deer. I mean, like I said to you, I live in the middle of a cornfield. I'm surrounded by cornfield. So these deer have a ton to eat. So we are blessed with some good genes. And then I also turkey hunt too. I've killed two toms, which isn't a whole lot because, you know, I've been fishing, so I haven't really had time to turkey hunt. But this past year I got to, and I killed a pretty decent one. I think honestly I understand deer a lot more than I understand turkey, but
Yeah,
it
right.
had yeah, it had a
Hey,
10-inch beard, so that I
that
feel like
sounds good to me.
that's decent. Yeah, like that sounds good. Um, but yeah, I hunt as much as I can, and that's also part of why I'm here because I was so sad last year because I couldn't hunt. Like I was fishing in like 32-degree weather, and I'm like, I can even feel my hands right now. Like I wish I was in the woods. Not that I don't love fishing, but I love them both like equally. So I'm glad to be here so I can hunt this year. We already have some pretty good deer on camera. We got cell cams everywhere, so it comes to my phone and I'm checking it all the time. But
Oh, it's
we definitely have
addicting.
some good genetics. Yes, it's so
Yeah,
addicting.
if you catch me doing this while we're on here, I'm listening, okay? I just
Yeah,
no.
you got a notification. No,
Yeah.
I totally get it.
No, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I feel you there. So I live up in Wisconsin, and fall is such a hard time of the year for me because the fishing gets so good. You know, these big smallies up here are putting their fall feed
Hmm.
bags on, so I want to be on the lake because I know I'm not going to be able to do it soon because the lakes are going to freeze over. But I
Yeah.
also want to be bow hunting. I also want to be duck hunting, goose hunting, pheasant hunting, dove hunting. Like everything
Yeah.
happens at once. All the good stuff happens at once up
I
here.
know it. Absolutely. Like sometimes it gets way too cold out here to fish, but sometimes it's like between fishing and hunting, it's like which one do I do? You can't really do both. But
Right. Hey,
um
I've done it. I went out and shot a turkey in the morning, and then we were out on the lake by
oh yeah.
9 or 10.
I'm sure
That's the
I've done it
dream.
too.
That's
It
the
is
dream right there.
really. Like it doesn't get any better than that.
No, no, that's awesome. I love everything that you said about hunting. I feel like, as we know, there are some negative, very negative views on it.
Yeah.
But when you talk about an innocent animal, like, do you know what a better life that animal lived out in the wild? And
Yeah.
we harvested it ethically. It had no idea what happened. It lived free its whole life.
Yeah.
And with all the stuff that's pumped into our food these days, organic, healthy meat. So
Yes.
that's what it's all about.
That's what me and my dad were just talking about, like all these, things that they put on the crops. I obviously appreciate these farmers provide food for us, but I'm like, what the heck am I eating right now? So
Right.
it's kind of nice to have that fresh meat, like it's fresh and it's freshly processed, like right from
Yep.
the woods. And nothing's better than that. Like going out to Minnesota, I'm sure you fished in Minnesota a lot, just catching those bluegill and filleting them right up and
Yep.
them straight out of the lake.
Yeah.
Nothing's more trustworthy than that, in my opinion.
Exactly. And what you said about helping families in need too, I got to do something really cool this winter. Um, where it was kind of called like a doe day sort of deal where we donated a bunch of we helped with the overpopulation down south of does in like the city. But they were also donated to people in need. And these days I've had so many more of even my friends that don't hunt but respect what we do say like, would you mind
Yes.
getting a doe for me? Like we'll pay you. We'd love to have the meat. And I'm like, you don't have to pay me. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
That's
It's really
awesome. That's
cool.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, providing fresh meat to families. I mean, what gets better than that? I mean, Genesis 27:3 is one of my favorite Bible verses. It says, "Go grab your bow and hunt some wild game for me." Like Jesus specifically says, "Go hunt some wild game for me." And I don't want to be unethical. I hate that if you make a bad shot, these animals have to suffer. But like you said, they don't really know what's going on. Like you try to put them out as fast as you can, and then you get to provide for your family and other families. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
absolutely.
definitely
I
agree with you.
just I did a podcast with Lulu, G-Man's wife, and
Hmm.
we talked about too. I said like I feel the closest like what are those I don't want to say memes, but like those inspirational pictures on social media that say like God isn't only in churches. And I was like I feel the
Yeah.
closest and I think I talk to him the most when I'm up in a tree but while it's dark and the woods are quiet and just like
Hmm.
just coming alive and yeah, I
Yes,
love it.
sometimes I get like I totally feel you. I get so emotional sometimes out in the
Yeah.
lake. I'm like, I can feel God right now. Like
Hmm.
I know that might sound dramatic to some, but like just being out there in the evening and you see like the birds fly by and you like catch a big bass or like when I have a good tournament, I'm like that was such a God thing and I sometimes it makes me a little emotional. Like I'm not like out there sobbing, but I definitely feel God's
But if I
presence.
am, mind your business.
Yeah. Like I might be. Just keep going.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Well, so one of my questions is like, what are you up to now? Because when we've been chatting, we talked about fishing together at some point, but you were like, I have to get cleared first. So that one of my questions was going to be, when the heck are you going to get cleared? But you already are, yeah?
Yes, I just told you that. I just told Maggie I want to go fishing with her, so I'm super excited to do that. I love Wisconsin and north of Indiana for especially smallmouth because I know you slay the smallmouth and my biggest smallmouth maybe like 3.5 pounds maybe, which is like not very great for somebody that fishes all the time. But I did get cleared like 2 weeks ago? Well,
Okay.
last week. Yeah, last week. And then I went fishing, as soon as I could.
Yeah.
So I just went this past weekend and I think I'm gonna go this weekend too. Um, but I did get cleared. He said I absolutely can't get hit in the face.
Oh
No
boy.
questions asked. Yeah, and if you look on my Instagram, there's like videos of Brody hitting me in the back of the head with like a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait. I'm like, okay, I won't get hit in the face. Like, don't worry about it. But
Just the
I'm
back of
a
the head.
yeah, just the back of the head. I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm
Yeah.
back and I'm ready to go. Like I'm
Good.
ready for this fishing season.
Good.
Definitely.
I love to hear that. You were going a little stir crazy without fishing for a while there, weren't you?
Yes, I was like I couldn't work because I work at a chicken farm and like I was just so dizzy and still healing because everything inside of my head was still swollen. Which will make sense later on when we talk about this.
Yeah, we
But
should probably get into that next.
yeah, yeah. Um, but I couldn't work, like I couldn't go fishing. I would just sit in my room, like you can only read like your Bible so much before you just can't like comprehend stuff anymore, or you can only like do crafts before you get so tired of coloring. And I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do? Like I can't exercise. So I was getting slightly insane.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad to be clear now. I'm going back to work next week. And then my fishing season comes up. So that's what I've been up to. Getting ready for work. Just started online school, so I've been doing that. A lot of thank you cards for everybody. That's been taking up a lot of my time. And yeah, going back to work mainly next week.
Very cool. Well, I am so happy for you that you can get back into the swing of things, into the swing of normal life again.
Yes, thank you. I am too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't love working at a chicken farm, but I love the people there, and I love
I
that I
love them
can.
chickens, man.
I love that I can be able to, just be able, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, for anyone that is confused, that doesn't know your story with your health journey, can you kind of give us a high level or as detailed as you're willing to go into of kind of
Yes.
what's been going on with you?
Yeah. This might be a long story, but
It's all right.
I'm pretty open about it.
Yeah.
So, we'll go back to like my junior high, freshman year of high school. I got so dizzy all the time and I had like bad vertigo. I went to the hospital for vertigo and dizziness. I went to an ear specialist. We never thought to do scans or anything, so we always chalked it up to you have sinuses and you have anxiety. So we rolled with that for a while. I definitely have anxiety, by the way, but like I just
Same.
always felt yeah. I just always felt like something more was going on. So, fast forward a few years, I've been dizzy off and on. My freshman year of high school, I was there not even half the time. My parents always had to come pick me up because I was just always having anxiety attacks because I was always so dizzy. And I was like, something's wrong with me. And eventually it kind of just like went away. I still had my moments where I'd get dizzy, but I was able to like live my life again because ninth grade was a horrible year. I had to get started on, my anxiety meds. I had like no friends. I was never at school. So, that was pretty miserable. But then I started getting better. I started shifting. I got stronger in my faith. I stopped noticing those symptoms so much. And then we got to sophomore year of college, so just, last year. And it started to come back. I was like, no, this is your anxiety. Like, you just made a big change moving to Illinois. You're just anxious. So I went home and I went to the doctor, and she's like, this is anxiety. And then I came back, fished a tournament at Grand, and I like put my head down because we were running and I look up and everything's spinning, like physically, like everything's literally spinning in a circle. And I'm like freaking out because
That's
it wouldn't
really
go away.
scary.
Yes,
Yeah.
like if you haven't experienced it, it's absolutely terrifying. Um, like, I don't know if you've ever done this. Like, me and my brother used to do this all the time where we would just spin in as many circles as we can, and then you just like stand there. That's exactly what it felt like. Um, so I was like, Brody, you have to take me in. Brody's my brother, like I said, the one that I fish with. You have to take me in. I can't fish. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm absolutely miserable. So I went in for the day, went grocery shopping for us because the grocery store wasn't too far, and I just laid down. And then I somehow fished that tournament. We didn't do too great, but our motor was having issues again. But I finished that tournament, came home, and I went back to the doctor, and they're like, "You have sinuses." So I was like, "Okay, like I guess it's sinuses then." So I go back to college, and one morning after class, I come back to our duplex and I get some chocolate milk and a Pop-Tart because I'm feeling a little lightheaded. So I was like, maybe my blood sugar is just low. So I sit down on my bed and, I start like munching on my Pop-Tart and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to pass out like right now. And I call my mom. I lay down on the ground in front of my fan for like 2 hours on the phone with my mom, about to pass out. I know I closed my eyes for a while. I don't think I passed out, but I was like out of it. And my brother, my poor brother, he had to drive me halfway home. It's a 3.5 hour drive home. And then my mom picked me up the other half and drove me the rest of the way home. And I went back to the doctor and they're like, okay, we're going to do an MRI. So I got my MRI and like we no more walked in the door and mom got the phone call and all I heard was mass. We found a mass. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm outside. I threw up. I was like, I'm gonna pass out, uncontrollably sobbing because like what if it's cancer, what if it's in my brain? But I went back and got a CAT scan and they said they don't think it's cancer, but they said they don't see this like ever. They said it's very rare, especially for somebody my age. And so what they found was about a little bit bigger than a golf ball sized tumor running from the back of my eye to the front of my ear. And it is like jammed in there. It is millimeters away from my brain. So they're like, we need to get this out. If you would have waited any longer, then you would have probably noticed some like fluid leaking from your nose, like your brain fluid would start to come out,
Oh my
like a
goodness.
brain bleed. Yeah, they're like, we would have had a lot bigger issues. So I truly believe that was a God thing too.
Yeah.
Because I finally just got to the point where I was like, I can't handle this. Like, give me an MRI. And they found it. We went to three different specialists. one wanted to go through my temple, but he said there's so many nerves there, your eyebrow could like droop forever, which I was like, I really don't care, like just get the thing out of me. And
Right.
then another specialist was like, we're gonna take your skull off and go in that way. I was like, I'd rather not do that, like if that's an option. And
That
then
spinnerbait really would have been a problem if you went
yeah.
that way. Jeez.
Yeah. And I'm like thinking about my hair, like not to sound selfish, but I'm like, I love my hair. Like we're gonna have to
Yeah.
shave all my hair off.
Yeah.
And then that specialist called another specialist and he's like, okay, JP was my surgeon's name. He's like, JP, this neurosurgeon says he can go through your eye. So I was like, that doesn't sound great either, but like it needs to get out. So we wait about a month or two for surgery because it wasn't urgent, but it needed to be done this year.
Hmm.
Um, so we waited about a month or two for surgery, and surgery morning, I was not doing it. I was in the hospital bed, and I was about to bolt. Like I was freaking out because there was a chance of being temporarily paralyzed, like any part of my body parts, a brain bleed, a brain fluid leak, or they'd have to put a tube in my head, like running out of my back. And I was just like freaking out. And they eventually, put that relaxing medicine in me, and I was just like, whoa, it made me feel a lot better, obviously. But
Yeah.
last thing I remember is just going to the surgical room, and so what they did is they took my eye socket out here, and then they cut through my eyelid here. I don't know if they took my eye or not. I don't really want to know. Um, can't really think about that. But they went through there, and they said they got it all out. And I just went back in for a checkup. Well, I guess I was in there for a day. I got an MRI. They said it was all gone. I just stayed a night, which was great. I was supposed to stay in the ICU, but I got booted to the unit down because surgery went so well. I was in so much pain, but I got like that good medicine and I was starting to definitely feel better. And I was down for about like 2 weeks, like walking was hard because I got two eyes, but one's all the way shut and the other
Yeah.
one's like swollen from this one. And then my entire cheek was swollen and my upper lip was too. So eating sucked, walking sucked. Like I couldn't even look at my phone because like it was just very overwhelming.
Hmm.
So I did just a lot of sleeping, which is good for recovery. Um, but anyways, I just had my recent appointment for a follow-up and they said it's pretty much all gone. I just have to get checkups every year for now because there is I think he said 15% chance that this one could grow back. He said this is the most likely tumor to grow back, but he said it would take like 15 years and they just go back through. Which, I'm obviously praying so hard that it does not grow back because that was
Hmm.
not fun. Um, but at least they're gonna, monitor me for, years, probably my whole life.
Hmm.
So that's my story. If you look on my Instagram, just Braci Ault, there's a bunch of scans on there that I've posted. They're pretty, I mean, it's a big tumor, was, but it was non-cancerous. And, it's one of the most likely ones to grow back. But if it does, that's just God's plan for me. Obviously, it wouldn't be ideal, but that's the life. But that's my story. Yeah.
It has been incredible following along with this, just like your strength and your positivity and like I said, your support system. And it's crazy, like you said, the timing, like God's timing, and I'm sure not along with like that dizziness and everything that you were feeling, were you getting like headaches and stuff, like pressure and pain too?
I guess yeah, I guess like bring awareness to this, even though it's not normal or likely for
Yeah.
people. It's very rare. I got tingling. I always get tingling on the side of my head. I'd get like pounding headaches right here. My eye would always get like a little fuzzy, like it wasn't blurry, but I was just like feels glazed over.
Yeah.
But the main thing was like vertigo and dizziness was
Okay.
definitely probably the worst.
Well, are you already feeling like I know you're probably still really recovering, but are you already just like experiencing a world of a difference with
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. I guess one of the other things was like a crap ton of pressure on my head. Like somebody was just in there like squeezing it, and I haven't gotten that since. I mean, sometimes bending over, I feel it just because like there's been a
And
tumor in there for so long, and now it's gone. Like my head doesn't know what to do. So I
yeah.
know it's like healing, but that was another thing, pressure. I don't know how I forgot about that because it was like almost unbearable sometimes. But
Yeah, I mean, you had a fairly invasive surgery, I'd have to imagine. And I mean, with the size of the mass, I'm sure things are like, yeah, kind of getting resituated. Like, I don't know how else you'd
yeah,
word that, you
they're
know?
like,
So,
it's like, where the heck am I supposed to go? Like everything's, been pushed to the side.
yeah.
I mean, that tumor took up the entire orbital part of my head. Like it wasn't just a little one in there, it was the entire orbital part. So I honestly can't believe that it didn't affect me sooner,
Hmm.
like more severe, which I'm so glad it didn't because it could have been really bad. But it definitely affected me. Like I could definitely feel it at the end. But
Yeah.
yes, I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah. I thought it was so cool. The fishing community is truly like even just me locally here where I live. Unfor I It happens, it sucks, but there like some of our families have experienced tragedies and how quickly this community of people comes together to lift each other up and support each other and do everything that they can to help is incredible. Like it's just a beautiful thing to see. There's so many good people in this little tiny fishing industry of ours, which is
Mhm.
actually huge. But
Yeah.
I thought it was so amazing to see the support for you and the benefit tournament. I want to get into a little bit if you're okay with that.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
wish I could have gone to. But also some of the people that I saw, like I want to know who you were the most shocked to be like, holy cow, like Carl Jacobson or like
Yeah.
Jacob Wheeler, holy cow, like all these people that were rallying behind you. I'd just love to hear how you were
Yes.
feeling to see all that.
So I do want to thank Brian Rothrock and his wife. They own like a local tire shop. Always take care of us because our Ranger, our trailer tires sucked. So they saw us a lot. And we've been kind of family friends with them and they heard about the news and they posted a video and they were like, we're gonna do a benefit tournament for Bracy. And it got like 20,000 views, which is pretty good for this area.
Yeah.
And because there's not a lot of people who fish, like there is, but isn't in Indiana. It's more like southern and northern, like not mid-state, but country.
Social media has really skewed our like idea. Do you know how many people 20,000 is? Like that's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. It
That's
is a
a
lot of
lot of
people.
people.
Yeah, it is. I was like, wow, like I
I
was
don't
not
know
expecting this
20,000
much.
people.
Oh, absolutely not. I know like maybe 20,
Yeah.
like definitely not 20,000. Um, but there was like people commenting like, "We'll donate, like where do we send money to?" And it was just like so overwhelming. I was getting so many messages, just trying to answer everybody. Of course, I felt so loved, but it was a little overwhelming too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Which honestly, I'm thankful to be overwhelmed with love. I mean,
Yeah.
I felt more love than I've ever felt in my life. But we started this tournament and people just started donating. Like you said, Carl was honestly one of the first. Alex Redwine was, and then Carl, $1,000 check like that really helps with medical expenses. And then that jersey went for also $1,000. Jacob's jersey, Jacob was kind enough to give me one too. So he auctioned off his and then gave me one. Which I've kind of known Jacob because he was from Indiana.
Yeah.
And him and my dad were buddies. So he knew of us, but we just hadn't talked in a while.
Hmm.
And then Easton Fothergill, the classic winner, I've talked to him some because, we're kind of the same age and we just talked about like college fishing and um he's like, I want to donate a jersey. It's like, okay, I mean, for sure, I would go for it. And then also Mark Zona just reached out too, and he said he wants to take me fishing. And I'm like, I saw that, and I was like, is this spam? Like, is this really Mark Zona? So I was like, I'm
Oh
so
my
stoked
goodness.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are like the biggest ones that have reached out. I feel like I'm missing somebody though. Alex Redwine, Easton Fothergill, Jacob, Carl. That might not it because these are big names, but like I think that's it. But anyways, just everybody who came to my tournament, the morning of, we capped it at 50, but 48 people came, which is also pretty good for this area.
Oh
Like I haven't
yeah.
seen a 48 boat tournament in Indiana since I don't think I've ever seen one in Indiana. Um, so it was super like great to just see all these people that came out and fished. For me, I felt kind of bad because I was like, these people are here for me. Like, do I really deserve this? But just I really think I helped people kind of share in my story because so many people struggle, too. Like I'm not the only one struggling, but I just got sidetracked. Anyways, there was 48 people that came, and it was a pretty good day, especially for Schaefer here in Indiana, which is my home lake, because usually it's like 13 pounds to win, and I think it took 15 to win the
Wow.
tournament. Yeah, and then, we had all of these raffle items. Honey Creek Tackle gave everybody like goodie bags, so everybody got a bag just to fish. Um, and then, the raffle items, you buy a ticket, and I like pretty much everybody got an item, and if you didn't, you got a goodie bag. We had food catered. The morning was just absolutely beautiful, like one of the prettiest sunrises I've ever seen. And, you know, I woke up at like 3:30 and that morning, and we got there. I thought me and my dad were gonna be the first ones there, and there's already like 10 people setting up, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, go to bed. Like, I feel bad, but just knowing that they were there for me, like, just made me so emotional. And the day, like I said, was beautiful. I went home and took a little nap, I'm not gonna lie, but then I came back and just watching everybody come in, everybody had a great time, I think. They got free food and, gifts, they got a fish. And and I just start seeing people come, like people I haven't seen for a while, and like people from like 2 hours away come to just support the weigh-in and just be there for me. Obviously I was very emotional. Like I was like, why are all of these people here for me? Um, but like I said, I've never felt more loved in my life. I'd say like 200 people or more showed up that day, just to come support me and be there for me. And I really think that's a huge part of what got me through this. Just seeing those people there for me.
Oh yeah. And that says a
But
lot. That says a lot about you that you had that
yeah,
many people show up, that you
yeah,
are very loved and yeah.
I felt very loved, and I've said this a lot, but I feel like, everybody deserves to be this loved. So, I'll probably have some leftover funding because of like insurance purposes, for surgery and stuff. Um, But I think what I want to do with that is, have a tournament for somebody who's in need every single year. Like I think that that really brought the community together. So I think I'm just going to do a benefit tournament every year. Like I love that they started this. I loved feeling love, and I want other people to feel like that too. So, thank you, Brian, I guess, for that idea. I hope to work with him, just to help others. Because I already had a lady reach out to me, and she's like, 2 weeks before your tournament, I found out that I had a tumor. She's like, we don't know if it's cancer or not, but it's on my skull. She said, I'm going to meet my specialist. Like, she just reached out to me like 2 days ago and she fished my tournament. And I was like, man, like, I want to do this for her. Like, she needs this too. We all need this. Like, everybody's got something, everybody struggles with something. And I just, that's why I felt kind of selfish because, there were so many people there who have already been through so much. And I want to give back to them as much as they did for me because everybody who won money gave it back to me. And I was just like, please keep your money. Like, you've already done so much, but just their selflessness and their kindness is seriously what got me through this. So I'm so thankful for that, and I want to give back as well.
I'm not ready for you to hand it back over to me yet. Jeepers. That was really sweet. I love that. I love that you want to do that for other people and it's not obviously a medical journey like that. It's expensive, incredibly, but it's not even just about the money. Like I'm sure just everybody's support and love and the well wishes like really helped you through that. You were talking about being in the bed at the hospital and being like, I can't do this. And like probably even your team sending you that video that you told us about
Yeah.
probably just helped lift those spirits. And oh, that's what I mean about like these communities coming together. Like it's something fierce. Like it can really do a lot.
Yes, and I do want to share this story too. Sorry, am I
Yeah.
like talking too much? I feel like
No,
I'm talking a
that,
lot.
hey, guess what? That's why you're a guest on this show.
Okay.
This is what this is for. I'm just supposed to be here to listen to you.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening. But anyways, there was this, well, Bud Smart is his name. He makes like custom rods, and he made a rod for the raffle, or I guess our auction, the very first auction item, to raise money, and we sold like 3,200, I think, just in this rod. So there was, like thousands of tickets in this bucket. And I was walking around, trying to get to talking to everybody at the tournament. I was freaking out about surgery. I wasn't in the mood to talk, but, all these people were there for me. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it really helped to just have them there. And anyways, I was walking around and this older gentleman stopped me and he's like, I need to talk to you. And I was like, okay, like what about? And he's like, I have a similar situation to you, or had a similar situation. And I was like, yeah, like tell me about it. And he said that he had a tumor on his head, like the same side as me, I think, and they removed it and he was good. And then it came back as cancer, and it spread like on his arms and it was on his head still. And he's like, I almost died. I had to go through chemo and radiation at the exact same time. He said, I was so close to losing my life. And he had that, I forget what that bag is on your stomach, where like your food goes or something, but you could tell that he had been through a lot of medical trauma. You could see the scars on his arms where they removed it. Um, you know, I felt horrible for him, and he's like, I haven't been out of the house in like months, but I just saw that you were going through this, and I wanted to be here for you. Obviously, I'm like a mess at this point. I'm
Yeah.
like, like so thankful for him, being there for me, and he actually fished the tournament, which was awesome.
Wow.
He's so bold for that because I could barely even fish and I hadn't even had surgery yet. So he
Mm-hmm.
was so, brave for that. But anyways, they're like, okay, Bracy, come draw the tickets. So out of the 1,000 tickets, the one ticket I get out of this bucket is that guy that just told me he came there that day just to support me. And he walks up to me, he's crying. I'm crying. Like when you see a grown man cry, especially somebody like that, I'm like an absolute mess. And I was just like, I know I keep saying that was a God thing, but that was a God thing. Like, if I
Mm-hmm.
could have handpicked anybody out of that big crowd that was there, I would have 100% picked him. And I saw him walking up to me, and I just like completely lost it. And this lady behind me starts crying too because she heard the conversation. So we were, everybody was a mess. And then, to add on to that, I start walking away. I'm already crying. I'm just trying to get out of the line of sight so people can't see me ugly crying. And Bud's like, Bracy, come back up here. And I'm like, no, like, just give me a second. But I went back up there and Bud had custom made me a rod, my favorite color. It's blue. It has like this super cool pattern on the handle. It has my favorite Bible verse on it, which I've never seen on a rod. Colossians 3:2. It says, do not live for earthly things, live for God. And it has a fish with a cross in it, and then it has another cross on there. And I still have my rod sitting here. It's sitting right over there. I'm like so scared to fish with it because it is so beautiful. But I want to thank Bud if he's watching this too. I sincerely want to thank him for all that he did for me, and that gentleman that had went through so much and still decided to be brave enough to come and support me. Just support like that is what I want to help other people with. But it was a crazy story.
That is insane. It's
Yes.
just the way things work out. It's, huh, I had goosebumps. I was crying.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
know.
rarely left speechless, but I don't even know how to follow all that up. But
I know. I was
I,
like, what do I do in this situation? Like, I'm like sobbing. I can't even get my words out trying to thank everybody. And everybody's like, come on, Brace, you got this. And I'm like, no, like you're gonna make me cry more. Just like give me a
yeah.
second. I just seriously had never felt so loved in my life. It's not even a feeling I can explain. And you were right. When I was in the hospital bed, I thought to myself, I was like, okay, like you're really gonna chicken out and you have all these people supporting you. You just need to calm down and let the experts do what they know how to do.
Hmm.
And I finally calmed down enough to stop squirming all over the place and they gave me that medicine. But just thinking about the support is what calmed me down enough to actually get surgery, the surgery that I needed. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Well, what do you think is from this entire experience? And I'm, like I said, I admire you so much. You've been so strong. You're so open about it, sharing your journey, so appreciative of everything people have done for you, and wanting to continue that and pass it along is just incredible, in my opinion. But what do
Thank
you
you.
think is like your biggest takeaway from this, the biggest lesson you've learned, and something that you'd also want to share with people or for them to learn from
Yes.
this too?
Yes, I love this question because I honestly learned so much from this. But the biggest thing I've learned, from experience is do not take your health for granted. Um, I
Hmm.
blamed I blamed God at first. I was angry. I'd already been struggling so badly with my anxiety and obsessive thoughts over death. I was terrified I was going to get a brain tumor. I was terrified of a heart attack. I'd been in the hospital for chest pain a few times, and I was just angry. I was like, I just want
Hmm.
peace of mind. So I went and got this MRI, and my worst fear was in my head. And I'm like, seriously? Like, why would you do this to me?
Yeah.
Um, but I actually learned from a friend that God does not do this to you. It is the devil. God allowed it to happen because he knew that I needed this tumor, which I know it sounds so weird, but I did. I needed my worst fear so I could start living again. Because I was so scared to just live. I took my perfectly good health for granted because I was so anxious all the dang time. And, I got my worst fear. God helped me push through it. He's what got me through this. I mean, obviously with support. And I realize now that I took all of those years, for granted because, just sitting on the couch for months with a tumor in my head, not being able to do anything. I'm like, I would so much rather be out on the water. Even just having the worst day of my life on the water rather than being here on the couch. I would take that any day.
Hmm.
Um, I remember just sitting on the couch one day and I told mom, I was like, Mom, I would so much rather zero in a tournament right now than be in this situation. So I guess the best advice that I have is do not take for granted what you have right now because, life could be so much worse. I know people, complain about the smallest things. I do too.
Hmm.
I complained about, my feet hurting while I fish. Well, I'm blessed to be able to stand up and cast, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I never used to think about it that way, but now I just know how blessed I am to be able to have the worst day on the water because I'm still on the water.
Hmm.
Because when I was at the hospital, there was, people dying. Like there was people that had cancer in the brain unit. Like you knew that they had brain cancer. You knew that they were suffering so bad. And although I suffered, God healed me. And I think He did it because He wants me to pass that message to others and He wants me to help others. But that's the biggest takeaway I got from this is do not take it for granted because, this life is so beautiful and it can get turned around so fast. Like my tumor could have been a lot worse. I know that. I know that it could have went worse. And I obviously thought about that a lot, but God healed me and I'm here and I'm able. And I always took that for granted. So it's what I needed. I needed the tumor in a way, which sounds so weird, but I truly did.
That's incredible. Your insight on it is incredible, and I feel like I needed to have this conversation with you because it's so true. It's so easy to get tied up in the little things, day in and day out of, yeah, like my feet hurt or I'm not catching any or me, I
Yes.
fish with my boyfriend a lot. Oh, we got in a little fight. Okay, big deal.
Yeah.
It's that is really, really great advice, and you are so
Yes.
intelligent and mature. I cannot believe you are 20 years old
Thank you. I
spitting
appreciate
that
that.
that motivational truth on us right now.
Yeah.
But
Well, some days weren't this pretty. Like I
oh yeah,
said, I
I'm
was
sure.
I was angry. I
Hmm.
let the devil win all the time. I let him get in my head. I let him, you know, put me down on the couch all day. I still let him do it pretty much every day, but I'm slowly building that back up. And every time I have a bad day, I'm like, I let the devil win today. Tomorrow I'm gonna live for God. And that's just what's trying to kind of get me through this is, I don't want the devil to win. He's not a good person. I want to live this life for the Lord. Which I know I still fail at it. So I don't want to take all the credit because, I still have bad days and bad moments. But
You're a
I guess
human.
that's yes, yes, I am human. We all have bad days. But that's another piece of advice is, don't let the devil win. That's what he wants. He wants you to sit on the couch. He wants you to sulk. He wants you to be absolutely miserable. And if you let him win, then he's got you. And he had me for a while, but I'm slowly getting better, and I'm so thankful for that.
You are incredible and so inspiring. And I also want to say, not that, I mean, you had a very invasive surgery, which we've covered. Not that you ever looked bad, but oh my goodness, you look fantastic. Like I don't think I
Thank
would have
you.
ever even known that you had a surge.
I
If
know.
like she said, you can go to her Instagram. You were posting a few updates and this poor girl was a little swollen. Her eye was a little swollen. But gosh, following along with your updates and you healed so quickly and like I said, I from where I'm sitting, I would never even know.
I've had so many people tell me that. They're
Yeah.
like, "Did you even have surgery?" I'm like, "Yeah, trust me, like it's
Yeah.
there. I can still feel it." But
Yeah.
like I'm so thankful that I healed so fast. I mean, I had to drink like these special little like shakes before surgery. They were absolutely disgusting, but I think they helped me heal because that's what the hospital gave me.
Wow.
So basically like listen to your doctors because I
Yeah.
almost didn't do it because they tasted so bad, but I really think they helped me heal because my doctor walked in, he's like, "Wow. Like you look really good." And I was like, it's not normal. It's been a month. I feel like it's kind of normal. But yeah, I'm very thankful that I'm healing so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to hear that you got cleared and that you're back out fishing. So that leads me into a couple of more fun questions here.
Okay.
So one of them is anyone in the world, maybe they're not even still with us right now, or maybe they are, but do you have a dream fishing partner, like go out for the day? And just because this is a Bassmast Her podcast, it does not have to be a her. It can be anyone.
Okay. Well, gosh, there's there's so many. It's so
Yeah,
hard to choose.
you don't have to
Um,
pick one.
if it is, if I'm doing the Bassmaster side, I'll just do both. Um, Pam Martin, I think she would have been, absolutely amazing to fish with. I know she is 100% fishing in heaven right now.
Oh yeah.
I got to talk to her once, and she was a great soul. And she's going to be very much missed. She already is. So she would be that on the Bassmaster side. Um, gosh, there's so many to choose from. Honestly, Mark Zona would have been my one, and he contacted
Oh
me.
my
So yeah,
goodness, look
so,
at it. Oh,
I,
cool.
I
Honestly,
was like,
he's on my list too. So how does it feel
yes.
to live my dreams?
I'll mention you. I'll be like, hey, Maggie Jo.
No, don't. No, don't. I'm so embarrassed. No, I'm just kidding. That is so cool. I hope you all better film an episode or something because I gotta watch
Well,
this.
I asked him, and he's like, no, we're just gonna go fishing. I was like, but I
That's
can't even
fair.
be mad because I'm still going fishing
No,
with him.
that's so
So
cool.
yeah.
Well, just make like a little reel or something. I gotta see something
Oh, I will. I'm
because
I'm
I'm
gonna ask him
living
if
for
I can.
this.
I'm gonna ask him if I can bring my GoPro and get
That
some
is so
footage.
fun. Absolutely. That will be so cool to have. But just the
Yeah.
experience alone, that will be
Yes,
incredible.
he's so like energetic and happy all the time. I need his energy, and I'm super excited to be around it. And he knows what he's doing too. So
Yeah, I will say, and I'm not gonna act like I like know him really well because I do not, but I've had the pleasure of being around him a few times at shows or whatnot. And what you see on your TV, that's not, he does not put something on. Like that is him. Like
yeah,
all that, like
yeah,
he's just has the best, most contagious, happy, energetic personality.
yes,
It's there, we need more people like that in the world. But like
yeah.
you just see him and you smile.
I
It's
know.
awesome.
Like I can't even be like that all the time. Like
Hmm.
I just sometimes my social battery runs out, and I'm like,
Oh
man,
yeah.
like, how do people do this all the time?
Feel that. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna turn this light on real quick so you can see me better.
Oh yeah, you're good. My
Okay.
other really important question is what's in the tank back there?
That is my leopard gecko. Um, he's he's like extremely blind.
Oh,
His name's Bronto. I've had him for 5 years now. Yeah.
cute.
Do you want to see him? I can get him.
Oh man, I don't if it's like a hassle, you don't have to, but you
No, it's super easy.
I'm really interested right now.
He's shedding right now, so he looks a little, I guess, pale.
Oh, it's all right, buddy.
He's got a major attitude, but that's Bronto.
Oh my gosh, I love him.
I just cleaned his eyes out this morning, but they're already closed again because, like I said, he's extremely blind, so I have to hand feed
Oh,
him. Yeah.
cute. Oh, that is
Yeah, but
so cool.
he's shedding right now, so he's looks a little. rough, but
Cute.
yeah,
Well,
that's my
thank
leopard
you.
gecko.
Thank you. We had a special guest on today. Maybe
Yes.
he'll make the thumbnail or something.
Okay.
No. Okay, so you can get back to fishing on your college's team this season, yeah. So like I guess my other questions were just like what's coming up? What should we be watching out for to follow along with?
So like I said, fishing with Zona, not college related, is coming up. I
Yeah.
also got invited to Red Crest, which is like April, which will be super cool. I don't know if I can go yet, but I'm about to just cancel all my plans to go because,
Yeah.
that's like once in a lifetime. And but college wise, I have Kentucky Lake coming up, Big Bass Bash mid-September, which I'll be posting something about this too. Um, and then we go to, I don't know the exact order. It's Pickwick, like early October, and then Lake Darnell, and then Hartwell is what I know of so far. And then
Okay.
we're just having like a few tournaments around Illinois. And then the bass schedule will come out for spring, and we'll have all those as well. And some like MLF and ACA tournaments in there, mixed in with everything. But yeah, it's gonna be
Awesome.
pretty busy, so I'm gonna be
Yeah.
posting about it. I honestly don't even know my schedule real well yet because it's just come out, or some hasn't even come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll definitely be posting about it. So lots of fishing coming up. I'm pretty excited.
Very cool. I'm not judging on that. I feel like sometimes I go into Monday, like I go into work and I look at okay, what's this weekend? Like I can't keep track of everyone's like, what's coming up for the next few months? I'm like, I don't know. I have it
Like, look
written
at the
down
calendar.
like so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
What lake are you on this weekend? I don't know. I'll know
Whichever
on
one to
Monday.
go to. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So you are going to be really busy. So when are we going to squeeze in you coming to fish with me?
Um, like as soon as possible. Like I just said, I'm gonna have to check my schedule
Yeah.
because I don't
Yeah, it
really know
sounds kind
like
of tight.
when I'm leaving. Yeah, but I will definitely make time because I think that would be so much fun.
Well, we'll definitely get out on the open water, but if that can't happen this fall, how do you feel have you ever ice fished?
No, I've wanted to do that for so long.
We could make that happen this winter.
Are you pretty good at it? Like you do it a lot?
I mean, I don't want to
I've
brag, but
I've seen some pictures. I think you're pretty good at it.
we would definitely catch some.
Yes,
We would
I would
definitely catch
love to
some.
do that. I think it
Oh,
looks like so much fun.
well, we will chat. We will stay in
Okay.
touch.
Yes, for
All
sure.
right.
That's coming up soon anyways, so.
Yeah, sadly, I'm not ready. But ice fishing is so fun, but I'm a summer girly. I love fall too, but once like
Yeah.
snow,
Really?
it's
I
not
guess
my
it
favorite.
probably gets like a lot worse up there because, here, like a bad day is like 10 degrees. It probably gets a lot
Yeah.
colder there.
I just
Yeah.
my thing is just the like sloppy snow that stays around forever and driving in it and shoveling it and brushing off
Yes.
my truck and chipping the ice off my truck. Like
Yeah.
if we could have it up until like Christmas, New Year's, even through
And then just like,
January, I could
uh,
do it. And then if we could be done, that would be fantastic.
yeah, like if it could just like snow on Christmas, I mean, that
Yeah,
would be pretty good.
that's what I'm saying. And if I could
Yeah.
not be pale for half the
Yeah.
year, oh,
That's my
no,
other thing. It's like I'm not going to a tanning bed. I don't want to take that
no,
risk. Like I don't I don't really I'm kind of tired of being pale. Like
yeah,
you can literally like see the reflection off my
yeah.
skin. Like that's where I'm at right now
I may be
because
a
I've been
fisherman.
inside.
Yeah, I may be a fisherman, but I'm still a girl that I like to be
Yeah.
tan, feel good, be warm.
Yes.
Oh my
For
gosh.
sure.
Well, I sure appreciate you coming on. And the last thing I want to ask you is what are some goals that you have for yourself for the future? And I don't want to put a limit on this. It could be this year, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. Let's fishing specific, maybe.
Yeah. Um, recent, like, upcoming goals I want is to qualify. I would love to qualify for the ACA championship, MLF championship, and Bass championship. I know it's very doable. This past year was kind of hard for me and my brother because our Ranger just wasn't it, it just kept breaking down. We had motor problems, trolling motor problems, live well problems. I mean, there's so many tournaments where I put the net through the handles of our weigh-in bag just so we could carry our fish in there, and I'd be holding it like this when we were running, just trying to keep our fish alive. We just always had problems, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I mean, we definitely had tournaments where we just sucked, but I think that we've learned a lot, and I think that we're fully capable now. So that's definitely one of my main goals. And then future, it would be I would absolutely love to do marketing stuff for Bassmaster or just whatever company wants me.
Yeah.
I love marketing. I love doing that kind of stuff. I love taking pictures. I love writing these articles. Like I probably wrote like 10 pages on the last article. And I feel so bad because that probably took so much editing. But I love talking about it, and I love during doing research on these fish and marketing these products that, people come out with. Um, so that's my long-term goal is to always be in the fishing industry. Because that's what I love. I know I'm not going to be like an elite series pro, like that's not really my goal. My goal is to just, stay in this industry with,
Yeah.
you guys, everybody.
Yeah. Well, I think you certainly could be an Elite Series pro if you wanted to, but that's not for everyone. And that's something that we try to talk about a lot, that there are so many opportunities in the fishing industry for anyone and everyone, but women
Mhm.
specifically. There are so many bad to the bone females behind the scenes
Oh.
working at Bassmaster that don't, they're not in front of the camera. You don't get to see them a lot, see what they're doing, but that are just doing incredible things. And whether it be marketing, like you said, I mean,
Mhm.
so much Lisa, like being the tournament
Yeah.
director, like there are
Yes.
so many opportunities. So if fishing is what you love and like the tournament scene isn't for you, there's so many different avenues you could take. So it's
Yes.
really cool to
Absolutely.
hear that that's actually what I see myself doing. I mean, I work in marketing,
Yes.
and
Yes.
kind of
I'd love to do
on
what you
more
did.
on the hunting side. So like if you ever
Yeah.
have any questions,
Yes,
I'd love to
absolutely.
help with that. So
Oh, I'll ask. I mean, it's not that I don't want to be fishing tournaments. I'm going to be
yeah,
fishing forever. I mean, I love it. But like, I not that these Elite Series pros don't have like families or like, great lives. Like I'm sure they do, but I think it's a little more different for women because, I want to be a mom.
yeah.
I want to like have my own like little farm at home and like, go hunting whenever I want. And I just don't think that I would be able to do that if I, decided to try to go professional with this. But I definitely want to be with these people forever.
Hmm.
But you're so right. There are so many ladies that, are so bad to the bone and they are what keep this going. Which I think it's pretty cool. And I want to be one of them too one day. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Well, I think you definitely have it in you. I'll
Thank
say
you.
that much. No, well,
Yes.
like I said, I really appreciate you being on today. I loved getting to know you a little better personally, and I know there are going to be so many people tuning into this that are going to be excited to hear your story and just excited to see you doing so well and supportive of you. And we're all rooting for you. I'm so inspired by you. You are so strong and I can't wait to fish with you. And for
Yes,
everyone
you.
that enjoyed listening to your story today and want to continue following along on your journey, where can they follow you? What kind of platforms are you?
Um, Instagram and Facebook is Braci Ault. TikTok is also Braci Ault. There's not a lot of Bracies, so it should be pretty easy to find. But yeah, those are my socials. I'm pretty much an Instagram girl. That's what I do a lot of my stuff on. And then TikTok is kind of just like dumb, silly videos. So I mean, if you want to follow that too, but yeah, that's where you can follow my journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for your time today. And thank you to everybody at home tuning in. And we will see you on the next one.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me.
Thank you.